Heyo everybody, Haku here with this week's HaQ&A video where we're discussing what you guys talked about in the comments and stuff. And yeah, so sorry guys if you hear my stomach growling a lot. I haven't eaten before recording and I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but my stomach keeps growling. It kept growling all while I was trying to record my hair's in my face too. It kept growling the whole time I was trying to record my Tower of God, or not Tower of God, The Walking, man, I am just all messed up this video already. My The Walking Dead issue 162 live reaction. So, yeah, sorry, I didn't even think I was going to be able to record this today. I have just, oh man, I have been murdered by school getting ready to start back up, and them, without another word to put it, fucking me over. But I'll talk about that later, maybe, I don't know. But first, let's get into seeing what you guys talked about in the comments. And something I wanted to bring up before this, like, I just want to thank you guys and say that you guys are, like, really, really good with my comment section and really kind. And I think a big part of that is when you see YouTubers that reach out and really talk to the people that are commenting and just let them know they're not just commenting into a vacuum where they can just be assholes to each other or anything. When the YouTuber's there just sort of not mediating, but just an active part in building a community rather than just a channel, it seems like it's not as bad. So I think that's good that you guys are becoming such a good community. And just I'm saying this because I've been watching some videos lately, and I don't know, for some reason I've been scrolling down to the comment section. I don't really normally look at comments that much, but gosh, some of these comment sections I've seen are so freaking bad. I think the worst is because I got, you know how YouTube recommends things that like you don't even freaking care about or have watched anything like before. Well, you get recommended one cute animal video and you keep clicking on 1,000 of them. In the one common thread I keep seeing every single comment section that's almost becoming a pet peeve to me at this point, that I really honestly get internally pissed off at, are these people, no matter what sort of animal it is, no matter what they're doing, no matter how obviously more than well taken care of, but even pampered some of these animals are, everything is abuse apparently. Yeah, just especially having an animal indoors, man, they would much rather be outside freezing and dying in the cold at an average of 4 years old or earlier for most animals. So yeah, they would definitely most rather be outside in the cold if given the choice. Captivity is just so freaking terrible. I mean, can you believe that animals would rather not have to deal with predators than be out there getting killed early? Yeah. So it's just, these people talk, they're like, I've never been around any of these animals, I've never raised any myself, I've probably never even seen some of them before in real life, but I definitely know more about their well-being and how they should be treated and what they should eat than these people whose job or life it is to take care of them from a day-to-day basis. I definitely know more. And that's something that I see in a lot of comment sections where people comment and they're just like, they comment like, I know more about this subject than these other people who clearly know more than me about this subject. It's like the people who definitely know about the subject are just having normal comments, and then the one loud, boisterous, yelling comment that keeps spamming is just the people that the one person or few people that you can tell are actually uneducated on the subject. So yeah, mini rant about comments. I just thought that was something random to share. But before we get into the new comics direct comments, that almost sounded like comics. New comments, there are two replies to previous comments that I had that actually bring up pretty good topics I want to talk about. First, Maverick Alpha said, when we were talking about Nemarine being so popular among most of us, from what I've seen from everybody posting their favorite Magical Girl Raising Project characters, he actually said Nemarine is the author's #1 favorite character in all of Magical Girl Raising Project. Designs and names usually come after he submits the story. The artist reads the story, then she designs the characters while the author thinks up perfect names. As a result of this, sometimes the artist likes to troll the author by making the first girl that dies have a really amazing design. I think one of the many things I like about Magic Rule Raising Project is the designs get progressively much better in future arcs. Personally, I think the future designs make a lot of Arc 1's designs look simple in comparison. And just basically going on that. And I really did enjoy the character designs this arc, so if they get even better than that, it's going to be really, really fun reading through. And yeah, what I said, that's kind of an odd system, and it kind of raises some questions with me. So I'm wondering, like, does the author describe them in the story? Like when he says, like when just writing the story, you kind of have to give physical descriptions of your characters every now and again. Does he describe them in the story, and then the artist creates them based on that description? Or does he just make a very light, rough draft of the story, then the artist makes the character designs, then he fills in descriptions and stuff later on based on that? Yeah, that's a really confusing process, and either way, my favorite part of writing, and I don't really consider myself very good at writing, but my favorite part would be character design. So I mean, there's no way I would not want to design my own characters, you know? Then the other one I wanted to talk about, Ilham Naeem said, "It feels good to be back. Seriously, I always enjoy your videos. As for why I wasn't around, I got one word for you. It's called college. Cue the horror music. I don't know how you do it, man. I can barely find time to breathe. Here's a topic suggestion for your next video. Tell me the secret of time management." And you are asking the absolute wrong person when it comes to time management. This past semester, this fall, when I was doing full-time this and full-time, I was doing full-time YouTube pretty much. To do 2 videos that require writing per day, not even counting the videos like my top waifu or top mamusu waifu, or any of the top 10s or anything that take me like days of writing and image collecting and notes and all that. Not even counting those, just a normal, if I do 2 reviews a day, that's like 9 or so hours working on YouTube stuff in addition to the full-time school. So yeah, I basically didn't have time to breathe all semester. I didn't sleep, I gained weight, I had to quit a part-time job so that all I was doing was YouTube and school. You guys know, I had a fever for over 40 days straight. And I pretty much woke up every day from 3 hours of sleep. That is when I actually even slept. But I'd wake up, because I went a few days here and there without sleeping, but when I actually slept, I'd wake up every day for like 3 hours of sleep. I would do all my YouTube stuff for the day, and I would love it. And then every moment I spent dealing with school was like agony, and it felt almost like pointless agony, because I'm like, I don't know, school just to me, at this point in my life, and seeing what so many people have done without school, and seeing so many people go to school and then things not work out, it almost feels like such a gamble, and putting a lot of time and a lot of money into such a gamble that, I don't know, I just felt like it was almost pointless at times, and it was hellish. So I really just kept dragging myself forward, regardless, despite not enjoying it. And again, that all depends, the whole school thing, it all depends on what you're doing, of course. Like, for me, I don't know, I feel like a business degree is a good way to go, which is what I'm going for now, because I just kind of came to the conclusion that I myself cannot work for somebody else my entire life, making what they want to pay me, and working their hours. I want to work as much as I can, as much as I feel passionate to work about, and I feel like the only way I can do that is owning my own business. And I guess even this channel was just something to do for fun, but if I end up one day, hopefully the dream, making it bigger, that would be a dream come true, of course. So I feel like that, to me, since I'm actually passionate about it, it means more. And since it is business, I feel like I could start my own business without a business degree and still end up doing quite well. I just do school to sort of help me more with that. So it's very a weird place I am right now. So yeah, I had no time to sleep last semester, no time to work out, or even work part-time anymore. Having free time was completely unimaginable if I couldn't even sleep or work out. So that's why I'm really, really trying super hard this semester to slow down, to pace myself. Because I feel like if I slow down and pace myself, I'll be able to sleep, I'll be able to maybe pick up just an hour or two here and there for just a little bit of extra money doing something. I feel like it'll be a lot easier on me if I just take some time, slow down a little. And school is not really doing that for me right now. Because as I said, with being totally fucked right now, I just don't even have a better word for it. My school essentially fucked up some of my shit. And the thing is, to go through it, it's their mistake, not mine. I have an A average. All of my stuff is in order. But because of their certain processes, I have to go through this appeals process to let them know. I called them and they're like, okay, yeah, it messed up, but you have to go through this appeals process to get it officially approved and fixed. So this appeals process is long and a pain in the ass, and it's been taking a lot of work over the past 3 days. It's been taking a ton of my time. And even then, there's no guarantee it might work out. So I am in a bad place right now with just even wanting to just give up or something. But I don't know, because if this is messed up, and there's a chance that even if I do fill out that appeals process and everything, because of their mistake, I could end up even more fucked if they mess up anything with the appeals process. And the thing is, I don't think they will, but if that's a chance. That'd be a chance I'm taking that would mess me up even more if the chance doesn't work out. So I'm almost thinking about just not taking my chances, transferring somewhere else, and it'd be too late to do anything this semester. So I would have to take this semester off and transfer somewhere else in the summer, which would, again, push back everything I was trying to do with getting my degree. And I am just in a shit place right now because of something that I had no fault in whatsoever. And it's really paining me. But hey, if things don't work out and I have to take a semester off, that means more time with YouTube and more time to work on things. So hey, who cares? Things will work out in the end. I've been stressing out about it all day, every day for 3 days straight. I need to just, I don't know. Just sometimes you just gotta let it go if stuff doesn't work out. So moving on from that dreadfully bum note, Sir Conavar said, I understand and agree with most of what you said, but that's my top 15. He listed his top 15 favorite characters from Mahou Shoujo Week's HaQ&A Haku. Not going to go through his entire list, but it was a nice list. I really did like his top 4. I'll go ahead and say them. It was Cranberry, Hardcore Alice, Ripple, and Snow White. Really did like that. So yeah, that was a nice list. We have Ghoulish Isaiah said, nice review for One Piece last week. Thanks so much, I appreciate it. Akemi Homada said about Mahou Shoujo Week's HaQ&A Haku, my thoughts are that I enjoyed the show, but perhaps having more episodes to have more time to get attached to the cast would have been helpful. I feel like there was no purpose from a story perspective since we didn't learn much about the main thing that the story revolved around, and the end is kind of questionable in the grand scheme of nothing changing. And they said things that are wrong, people judging someone based on people connected to them and what they've done, like friends or family, is seriously retarded. I don't believe the world of magic would just leave the planet alone or let them keep their powers. And despite how the core events of the show, we don't learn much about the magical world. And for the first part, I actually agree with that. I think it really needed a lot more time, a lot more episodes to just get the story through. I feel like it wasn't rushed. I don't feel like it was rushed, but I feel like it definitely could have been fleshed out a lot better if it had more time. But I think that's because the show felt like it was more to raise interest in the light novels, and that's again how Tawara Majutsu no Index was purposed, and it turned out to be one of my favorite animes as well. But for the other 3 parts that I do have disagreements with, people judging someone based on people around them is just normal. I mean, it's why we had the saying guilty by association. It's a pretty normal real life thing. Also, the magical world probably comes in later in the light novels, I would assume, but I don't want to spoil myself. And yeah, it would have felt way too early to see the world of magic in the first 12 episodes. I think would have seemed way too early. So I actually really like that they didn't show it, just because, in my opinion, that would have been way too early to show it. So I think, yeah, just basically my thoughts in general. I really did like Mahou Shoujo Weekly Keikaku, but I do think it could have been much, much better if it was given more time. Anime Watcher said, I'd like to recommend you one more manga, 20th Century Boys. It's a psychological mystery seinen. I think the mysteries in this manga would be prime material for more of your theory videos. I miss them a lot. Thanks a ton. I'll add it to the list of stuff I need to read. And also, I've actually heard of it before, so I'm pretty interested in it. And yeah, for my theories, I'm sorry, I've seen so much lately that people miss the theory videos, they miss the discussions. There are probably comments about it later on in this, but I'll just talk about it now. So many comments of people saying they miss theories, discussions, top 10, stuff like that. Those take a lot of time to do, and it's hard to do topics as well, because it feels like I tried to do one like once a week earlier on in my channel, and I just ran out of decent topics, and I'm like, now these topics come up occasionally that I think are good, but I don't have a ton of time to invest into making the video on them. So, yeah, that's why I plan on cutting back. Like I said, I might not do a Pokemon Nuzlocke video every week, because it seems like not that many people watch it. I still want to do it for the people that do, and because I enjoy it myself, but I don't want to put myself on a schedule of having to do it every single week, so that I can do it when I want to, but when I want to work on something else, I can use that time to work on things like theories and top 10s and stuff. That's why I'm doing my top Manmusu waifu, why I'm doing the top 50 anime waifus, because I want to bring stuff like that back. And I do want to do more Tower of God theories and stuff that you guys say that you miss, because I'm listening to you and I want to give you more of what you miss. It's just that for me, those kinds of videos are difficult. I find that I'm not very good at them, and it does take a lot of time, so I can't really upload them very, very rapidly, like I can the reviews or live reactions, which I also am, of course, still going to do. I don't think I'm going to cut back on the reviews or live reactions very much. I'm getting more and more efficient at making them. I do want to change the reviews a bit, though, and I didn't do very well with it this week because I was so rushed for time, but I found that before I started using the notes like I do now, whenever I was doing a review, I would forget a bunch of stuff. I'd have to make a lot of cuts where I would just sort of have long pauses every now and again where I had to think of what to talk about next, which wasn't necessarily terrible, but I felt like when I started using the notes, I could just glance over, see what was going on, see something, and make sure that I didn't forget anything, and it'd make a lot better of a review video at first. But then it seems like over time I seem to get more and more reliant on the notes until now a lot of times it's like I'm almost just reading them, and I need to get out of that bad habit and get back into more giving straight off the top of my head kind of thoughts. I need to find a better balance. So just letting you guys know that I am working on that balance. I have heard some of your suggestions, and I really do appreciate it. Truebells24, I guess that's all I think that's all I wanted to talk about when it came to that. But yeah, just know that I'm trying to find a way to make better reviews. I'm just trying out different things and trying to find a better balance with it. The notes is just one of the issues. I do want to be more in depth and not really just list off things that just happened as much. So I am trying to improve. Truebells24 said about Big Mom in One Piece. Maybe it's one of the situations that requires killing off Big Mom to negate the effects of her Devil Fruit powers on both Jinbei and Pedro. Not even sure that would work that way, but it makes sense. That does kind of make sense. Big Mom's Devil Fruit is really weird because there's some that, like, I hadn't really even thought about it too deeply until you commented that. Because what would happen if they knocked Big Mom out? Because some Devil Fruits work if they knock you out. The power's effects still stay, like Law's powers. People still stay chopped up or mixed up even after... we haven't really seen them be knocked out, but presumably they stay that way. So at least because, like, we had the people on Punkazard that stayed centaurs and stuff like that. But then what if it did? What if it was like Sugar's power, which you replied and mentioned, what if it was like Sugar's, where they get knocked out, and then what if Big Mom gets knocked out, all the homies die, all the souls go back to their previous owners, etc. So it's kind of a really weird situation where if she gets knocked out, does it solve everything or does it stay permanent? Because you could argue that it's more like Law's power and it should stay permanent, but then Moria getting kind of knocked out. I mean, that's not totally how Moria's power was undone, but Moria's power was undone with him being knocked out pretty much. So if his power sort of permanently changed people as well, if his power that sort of permanently changed people was able to be reverted by him being knocked out or hit with Sea Stone Kairoseki, then it makes sense that possibly Big Mom's could be reversed as well, even though the effects do seem quite permanent. It's a really, really odd situation there. I'm Frosty, I'm Frosty87 said, I think you should do less live reaction stuff, more discussions. Even when you review, you spend a lot of time reading the chapter and some lines, maybe without that and more in-depth analysis. And yeah, thank you. That's what I was mentioning before with I heard you guys' thoughts and criticism, and I definitely do want to start doing more discussions. I want to do more top 10s and stuff. I want to change around my reviews to be less about going just through it and more about breaking down and discussing overall effects, what things mean, things like that. So I can certainly find a better way to do the reviews, and I'm really working on that. Ilham Naeem said that'd be awesome. And I'm Frosty said, of course I'm not saying you should stop doing live reactions. I like the channel. I'm just saying this is what I'd like to see more of next year. And yeah, I got you. I totally got you. I've been thinking this the past month or so myself about my reviews and stuff. I've been thinking I'm getting into a rough place with them, but I haven't really had time to think about working on them differently. But now that I've had this winter break and I've had a little bit more time to think about it, I feel like I'm in a better place to handle it. And now that I'm going to be trying to take things slower and more organized for this next semester, so yeah, hopefully things will just work out better there. Alnoa.02014 A/Z24 said Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you as well. Cycle113 said the same. Thank you so much, and said, could I request some more Tower of God theories? I love the theories and discussions you've previously posted, and I haven't done one in months, but I really, really want to do some more. So I would say sort of look forward to them. They might not be coming this month, but they will definitely be coming back, because what I mean by maybe not this month, the next thing on my plate is the top Manmusu waifu, is the next long-term style video. Then my top 50 anime waifu, and both of those should be done this month. And then after I finish those, I can move on to another long-term project type vid. And I call it long-term project, but I could probably do one in a day or two if I really worked on just that. So yeah, I'm calling it a long-term project, but next up for them, it might be a... there's another Manmusu discussion I do want to do eventually. It might be a top 10, it might be something to do with Pokemon, it might be a Tower of God theory or discussion. There's also a topic I want to do on Mahou Shoujo Week's a Keikaku discussion on, so yeah, there's some more discussions and stuff that are going to be coming, and I'm going to try to do more theories, but like I said, I'm not very good at them. And for me, I don't even really enjoy theories that much, like watching or anything. Because for me, it's like most of the ones I've seen, it might be because of being a One Piece fan and the whole theory area of One Piece is very, very oversaturated. But for me, it's like most of them are either like no shit kind of things, like we already kind of know and it's not really totally a theory. It's either that or it's like so out there and far-fetched that you're like, okay, this is not what the author is doing with the story at all, and if this is what actually happens, there's no evidence for it. Yeah, that being said, I don't really think I'm very good at theories, and I don't really like them all that much, but I do want to try some more. Anime Shoujo fan said, best couples La Pucelle and me, and I gotta say, I feel the same way about like every single anime. I'm always like, best couple is me and legit any waifu worthy character, and then if fictional, not even real waifu girl starts to get in like a romantic storyline with another character, I legit feel the salt and jealousy, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? I am salty and jealous over a fake person. So yeah, Andrew Zapita said Happy New Year as well. Thank you so much. Andrew Zapita said also all of your 365, now we're at 367, Tsundere fans and harem. Hope you have a wonderful year. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you, Andrea Zapita. I love how active you are in the comments. But I also love all of you guys and how active a lot of you are in the comments. So I just want all of you to know, really care about you guys. Andrea Zapita said, what about your 50 waifu and anime special? Or how about your top 10 anime from 2016? Top 50 anime waifu is still coming. Also, the top 28 Mamusu waifu. And top 10 anime of 2016 could be something if I had watched more anime from 2016. Also, there's something else. Oh yeah, somebody had mentioned before doing a top 10 chapters of Tower of God. I kind of want to do that actually. I think that might be my next video up, long-term style video after my top 50 anime waifu. I think I might do a top 10 2016 chapters of Tower of God. And then if people are interested, I could do that for other stuff though. Or other stuff too, I mean, like One Piece or The Walking Dead. I could just do like a top 5 episodes or issues or chapters or whatever based on what it is. Or maybe even top 5 Manmusu chapters, just things like that. So yeah, I'm totally cool with anything like that if you guys want to see it. Gal Anonym said, I am so hyped after that chapter. Just wow, what happens here? Bomb trying to be a world buster, Kun being the best friend forever, even our cute princess doing stuff. Wangnan's game started, he'll own it all, he'll fuck Rachel, fuck Joaquin, save his friends, gain power, get character development, the year of Wangnan is on. And I am fully agreed with being on the Wangnan train right now. I am a passenger on the Wangnan train, and I'm liking his story a ton. He is of all the characters, he's in a very interesting place, and I held back from saying it in the review because, like, knee-jerk in the review, there was this moment where I was like, I wanted to say Wangnan's story right now is way more interesting to me than where Bomb or Kun is, but I was like, oh no, people are not going to like that. But you know what? I'm just going to be honest. Right now, for me, Wangnan's story is in a more interesting place than Bomb or Kun's. I'm really excited to see where his story's going. Gabriel Lancelot said, I like his new look, Wangnan that is. Bomb is getting a bit too powerful too quickly, and I could not agree more. Not only do I really think Wangnan's new look is really cool, and I talked in the review about it a lot, how I think Bomb is just getting power-ups way too often. He's gotten like 2 or 3 just since I made a discussion video about the last time I talked about him getting too many power-ups. So that's another future discussion I might do, just about power-ups in Tower of God again, just because it's still something to talk about. To me, like I said in the review, it is the greatest threat to Tower of God's story not being as good anymore, is if we have too many power-ups, and Bomb is just getting a power-up before we even fully get to appreciate the last one. Metal Sandman said, also it's a power-up where he needs to get hit to copy it, and that's his plot armor that he can withstand an attack that's supposed to destroy planets, but of course, not Bomb. So yeah, I agree. That again, hit me with this attack. You said it destroys planets or whatever, but plot armor. Planet Buster cannot bust through plot armor. Mewing5 said, sorry if I pronounced that wrong again. If you check out the raw version, and I mentioned this in the review, I believe, if you check out the raw version, the God of Guardians calls it the Divine Circular Flow. But again, I'm not 100% since SIU never gave us the Chinese characters to back this up for sure. Also, reading the shark quote, I think Quant said it sometime back in Season 1, except Line translated it differently. Also, kudos to CU and many other authors for releasing chapters during the holiday weeks. I hope he gets a week off work sometime in the future. I'm going to start out talking about the CU thing, or SIU. He definitely needs some rest here and there. This dude works hard. Tower of God chapters are long as hell, and we get one every single week. The last time we had a break was what, just a couple weeks maybe? Way back like last spring. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how little of a break he gets. Also, yeah, I checked into a couple translations, and I prefer Divine Circular Flow to the translation of Bomb's new move as Black Hole something or another. Shinsu Black Hole Sphere. I think that's what Line called it. I like Divine Circular Flow a lot more. That makes a lot more sense, and I think Shinsu Black Hole Sphere sounds a little bit too much like whatever Karaka's ability is. Also, I did look around for that quote for my... I looked around for the quote to use in the review, and yeah, because I had said in the live reaction, the reason I looked it up is because I said in the live reaction, like, it seemed similar to something we said that we had a character say before, and it was Quant before. In the non-line translation, Quant says, no matter how small a baby shark is, it can't swim with the sardines. And yeah, that's all I got there, I believe, right? Yep. Ilham Naeem said, Happy New Year's, and don't kill yourself. What would we do? I'm hyped for the New Year's and the new videos you're thinking about. Enjoy yourself. Thank you so much. I'm trying not to kill myself with all this work. Trying not to load it on my back until I can't even function. But yeah, I feel like I'm already... School is killing me and it ain't even started. They also said, who would have thought that the Wangnan we met at the start of Season 2 would turn out to be so awesome? Go Wangnan. On the Wangnan hype train. And then also said, I'd love to see some more in-depth discussion and prediction videos, and an occasional top 10, anything. And yeah, I really want to do more of those. Like I said, I'm not that good with predictions and theories, but top 10s or something, top 10s are fun to make. I really enjoy making them, so I want to do more of them at least. So yeah, definitely want to do more of those and sort of make some things better. Jack Mac said, hey, awesome video. You're really talented in making videos. I don't know if I'm talented, but thank you. I would disagree with you, but thank you. If you keep making them, I guarantee you're going to gain a shit ton of subs. I have a channel too, by the way, called Jack Thomas. I'm the blonde-haired guy. This is the second account I use to watch videos. If you have a minute, could you search my main channel and sub if you like it? I would appreciate it. Either way, keep up the good work, though. And I get so many comments that it's hard to tell if they're genuine or not, saying, oh yeah, cool video, check out mine. But this one genuinely seems genuine, and this dude seems like a genuine guy. I looked at his channel, and it's not, honestly, not the style I would expect, given the, because the people that usually comment like, hey, cool video, go sub to me, are usually people with similar content to mine, or sort of the scummy, just trying to sell stuff kind of channels. But this dude, actually, I checked it out and he was pretty funny. It's not totally the style of thing I watch very often, but he was a pretty funny guy. And I do feel like his comment was sincere, so benefit of the doubt, man. You have a good style going, and if you keep up the hard work, I could certainly see you making it with your content style. It would certainly be much easier than making it with my content style, because manga and anime and things like that is a bit more of a niche topic than some. Rashawn English said, I think the abilities will help Bomb control the Thorn, and the Thorns and Soul only do so much. I don't know. I think we need to slow it down on the power-ups. I'm not going to spend too much time on that since I've already talked about that. No Consensus said, I think the power-ups he received on the train will be permanent, but the Thorn and the Red Demon thing he received earlier on, he'll end up losing. My theory is that they're both parts of what's left of Enryu after his fight with the Guardian. The fact that Enryu went missing right after the fight seems suspicious. It also seems like Bomb is being purposely led to the floor of death, so maybe the reason is people behind the scenes are trying to revive Enryu. I doubt that. I feel like Enryu's just off goofing off, doing whatever as a super high ranker. I do not think that the Thorn is part of him. But, oh, I just spit towards the camera. Oh my gosh. But, similarly to that, I do also think that his Thorn won't be permanent. I feel like the Guardian never really died. I've said this before. And it's not just my theory. A ton of people have said the same thing. I think the Thorns are just sort of parts of the Guardian, maybe like pieces of its hibernating soul that have been healing up and resting from when Enryu killed it. So I'd predict, based on that, based on my thoughts, that I think Bam may give up his thorn to save the Guardian, which again, not just my theory, I've seen a lot of people say similar things. Anime Watcher said, what I interpret from Kuhn's dialogue in this chapter is he seems to have grown empathetic to how Bam sees Rachel in his viewpoint. So, though things like this are going to get intense once Wangnan starts attempting to take Rachel's life on the floor of death, I wonder if Kuhn would make a move to stop Wangnan for the sake of Bam. If Rachel's written out of Tower of God, and if we have a lot to go for the remainder of Tower of God's story, I don't see how Bam would improve as a character without the desire to talk to Rachel and learn about why she betrayed him. Sorry, my voice is starting to go. This has turned into a kind of long HaQ&A. But there have been nothing that I've discussed so far as anything I want to leave out of this. But I think Rachel dying at the right time, I think would be really good for the story. I think Rachel dying would force Bam into a place of having to choose if climbing the tower to fix the wrongs there or to help his new friends is enough for him. Because right now, ever since the beginning of the series, Bam has been chasing this girl who was his angel, his light, the only person that visited him in the darkness. So without her there at all, he'll have to decide if his new friends are worth as much as the angel in his mind that he lost. I think that would be the biggest sort of development for Bam's character. Now then again, I say killed at the right time because I doubt Siyu would kill her in a bad way, but yeah, just pointing that out there. Also, I don't think Kuhn would save her, because even if Kuhn understands Mom's feelings towards Rachel, I think Kuhn still cannot stand her. And if anything, he may be a little bit jelly. Might go yandere for Bam. Anime Watcher also said, about Boku no Hero Academia, one of my favorite lines from Stain is how he asked Ida to help the fallen hero instead of focusing on his revenge. It helps make the moral scale in the series a bit more gray, as there are heroes that are young and can let their emotions get ahead of themselves and would put themselves above saving and protecting civilians and innocent people. Me, personally, I love Stain. I love Stain, but moreover, I love villains like Stain. He's a bad guy that's doing evil things, but he's doing evil things for a good reason, and I'm always a sucker for that kind of character, just because it's like one of those age-old moral quandaries, one of those age-old questions like, do the ends justify the means? Do ideals or actions matter more? I just think that question in all of us as readers, in humanity, is he's doing evil things but for a good reason. Is he evil because of the evil things he's doing, or is he good because he's doing them for a good reason? That moral quandary is just such a good writing device, and I love villains like that. Lastly, for today, Ilham Naeem said, frequent power-ups bore me. This particular power-up wasn't needed, but the problem is that almost every shonen manga or manhwa has it, and I've never read a shonen manga without them. Frankly, I just expect them by now. Yeah, I also cannot really think of an action-adventure kind of shonen that hasn't had power-ups, but I feel like they can be handled well and handled not well. I think for Bam, the Thorn was handled very well. I think the train power-ups have not been handled as well. I think they're coming way too often and they're not developed enough. They're not taking as... When I say spend a lot of time training, I don't mean skip 2 months and say, oh, he spent those 2 months training. I mean actual storyline, struggling through this ability, learning it. Like I've said before, Katekyo Hitman Reborn, in my opinion, has great training arcs. Boku no Hero Academia did training for Izuku pretty damned well. Even Naruto, I hate some of the power-ups in Naruto, but I feel like the training arcs weren't bad most of the time. So I really, I'm expecting it, but even though I'm expecting it, it can be handled wrong, it can be handled right. And this Shinsu Black Hole Sphere, Divine, Circular Flow, even if the soul power-up wasn't that badly handled because he went into the rice pot to try to process it, and you could argue that he was working through it, and if he came back on the train and was still working through that, that would have been handled well. For right now, it was handled kind of eh. This new random divine circular flow thing, that I feel has not been handled that well, because we find out, oh, there's a super powerful new attack. Next chapter, oh, you spent too much training, you learned a super powerful new attack. You can blow up worlds now. Good job, Mom. No, I think that that wasn't handled very, very well. Like I said, it doesn't mean that I don't love the series, but I don't think that was handled very well. And that is it, I believe. That is all the comments for this week. This turned out to be a super long one, but I really enjoyed this one. I felt like I really got a lot of good stuff said here. A lot of stuff I wanted to say said. I am more content with this HaQ&A than I have been with a lot of videos. Even though the HaQ&As, like I said, are usually my favorites. That's probably why they end up being so freaking long, just because I really enjoy them. But yeah, either way, one last thing before I go. I almost forgot I wanted to talk about this at the beginning. On Twitter, I've been counting down my... So, you know I said I'm doing the top 50 anime waifu video? So I've been counting down some non-anime waifus, just waifus from things like video games and stuff like that, that I enjoy. And in addition to that, I am planning, once I finish that, there are 10 of them. I'm thinking of maybe adding an 11th to that. So there are 10, 11 of them. Then I'm going to count down the 16 that didn't make it into the top 50 as honorable mentions there. So that means, yes, 16 out of the 66 anime I've seen, their representative is not making it into the video. So you'll get to see that there. And maybe if you want to make predictions for who you think my favorites are while you're watching, then that'll sort of rule out some of the series, I guess. But either way, I wanted to talk about the 5 I've gone through so far, and then, yeah, then I'll end it. So the 5 I've gone through so far is non-anime honorable mentions. First up, from Honey Pop, is, what was it? Audrey Belrose. Audrey Belrose, there were a lot of really great girls in Honey Pop, and I love Honey Pop. I do not like Honeycam. I feel like it was kind of, they should have, Honey Pop was one of the funnest and most addicting games I've played, and it had a really interesting concept, plus lewd waifu scenes. So, I really thought that they had something good there. They did not capitalize with Honeycam, and if they made a Honey Pop 2, I'm sure it would be great. If they were able to capitalize on the style of the first one a bit more, where it felt like a combo between a dating sim light novel type thing and a puzzle game. It was just fun. It was just nice, simple fun. But my favorite girl was Audrey, and that's kind of an odd one to choose. But yeah, for some reason she just stuck with me as my favorite. Yeah. Also, next from Katawa Shoujo, developed my Katawa Shoujo fetish, I think, from that. But yeah, I played through that. That's probably one of my favorite visual novels of all time. If you don't mind, again, a few lewd scenes. That's actually a really good thing. Katawa Shoujo, it's a really good series. I enjoyed it a lot. My favorite girl, Hanako Ikazawa, would be from that one. And between saying these, you probably already know because you probably saw it in the one before this. Between these, I'll probably just cut in real quick transitions of pictures of them so that you know who I'm talking about. Just because it's easier to cut in transitions in editing and rendering than it is to overlay the screen. And I'm just doing this kind of simple since it's a long video anyway and this is just at the end or whatever. And a lot of you probably even stopped watching already by now. But okay, third one, from Avatar: The Last Airbender, I picked Ty Lee. Nothing. Man, when did cartoon girls stop being that sexy on American TV? Okay, next, moving on, was Legend of Korra. I picked Iki, which, again, many of you may think that's a very, very odd choice, but yeah, Iki. Even though Korra's muscles, bust, and dark skin kind of hit a certain strike zone with me that put her in waifu territory a bit as well. Fifth today was Tower of God, and I didn't put a ton of thought into this one, but just off the top of my head, Albelda slash Joaquin's clone is my favorite waifu from Tower of God, Albelda. Though putting a little bit more thought into it, I really do like Ryun, Jaja. Uraha is growing on me, and I think one that could be close up there with Albelda is Kaiser or Elaine. Kaiser and Albelda both kind of struggle for top girl position, but I'm going to go with Albelda for now, just because it seems like we're not going to see Kaiser for a while, and we've got Albelda with us. And that's it for this video. So yeah, of course, do the whole like thing if you like the video, and comment down there if you want, and anything you want to talk about next week. This lasted way longer than I was anticipating or hoping for, but I had a lot of fun with it. Subscribe for anything I talked about here, and a lot more. Subscribe, subscribe for anything. Did I just say that? Subscribe and comment whatever you want. I'm totally lost. Follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, plus that countdown for the top 50 waifu video coming eventually. Hopefully it'll line up to right when I finish the countdown. And that's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.